Hello everyone and welcome to Coffee With. I'm your host, Christopher Evans. Today on Coffee With, we're pleased to welcome serial entrepreneur Glen Meakem. Glen, welcome to the show.
Great to be here, Christopher.
So you're the man who's promising forever. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
That's a direct question, yeah. Basically, 2 years ago, I decided to start a new company. I had been, as you know, I started FreeMarkets back in 1995 and sold it in 2004. And then I was a venture capitalist for a number of years. I started a venture capital firm and invested in a bunch of companies. But I had just had a great idea in the spring, early summer of 2012. And it was this. I'd been, I'm a family guy. I've been married for almost 25 years. And way back when, soon after I was first married, I went off to war. I went to the first Gulf War. And I got back after 6 months away. And my wife Diane and I, we decided to decompress and relax and kind of spend time together and also just drive around the country. And we decided to visit our families. So we went around and we ended up, we didn't know what our agenda was, but we just went and hung out with grandparents and things like that. And we ended up taking videotapes of our 6 living grandparents. And we also collected family treasures, old photographs, and heard a lot of old family stories. And we kept all that cataloged. It's basically in boxes in the basement, but we kept all that. And then over the years too, we've had 5 children, and we've had, we have many photographs of many special occasions with our children, seeing them grow up and, all that kind of stuff. And basically by the summer of 2012, I said, we need a permanent place to keep all this stuff. Being in a box or being in a photo album, a physical album, or even on a single hard drive of a computer doesn't really do you much good because people can't share it. So it needs to be out on the internet where it can be shared, but it's also private. It needs to be secure. And it's not worth putting all the effort into organizing and curating and putting together if it's going to be temporary. So I went looking for a permanent service, a place on the internet where I could store photos and videos and documents and share them privately with the family members I wanted to, but also keep them private from the public. And I wanted it to be permanent. I wanted to be able to organize all that stuff, save it, and I wanted it to be permanent. And it just didn't exist. It didn't exist at all. So I decided, well, I'm going to create a place where people can save and share and protect these key memories permanently. And we were able to buy the permanent domain forever.com. And Forever was just perfect. We bought the rights to that name, both for the company, for the internet site, for the brand. And we are forever.com. And we're the first place in the world where you can go to permanently protect and save and then share your most important memories.
So Glen, what stops someone like Facebook, who also deals with photo galleries online, from emulating your model or copying it in any way?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Christopher, because let's look at Facebook. Facebook's whole business model is based on invading your privacy, data mining everything they can about you, and then selling access to you to advertisers. And when you upload stuff to Facebook, consistent with that, the reason they have the right to data mine everything is they own everything. Every single thing you upload to Facebook, they own. And the first thing they do is compress every photo down to only a 60K facsimile of the real photo. And then they data mine, they sell advertising against you. And basically they're not permanent. As soon as advertisers aren't interested in reaching you anymore, they shut down your account. So there's nothing about Facebook that's private, nothing about it that's permanent, because they're more worried about reaching the next generation of 13 and 14-year-olds than they are about serving more mature people who are worried about legacy, who are worried about forever. One question people ask me is, well, how can I trust that forever is really going to be there? And I say, well, we provide a guarantee. We provide a 100-year guarantee. Your lifetime, you become a permanent member of Forever. You post stuff with us. You own it. It's yours. It's private. And we provide this guarantee, 100-year lifetime plus 100 years. But people say, well, how can I trust that that'll be there? And I say, listen, the bottom line is, yeah, there's a little bit of risk. There's risk that we can't survive and build the company we want to build. But it's all about these principles about how to live and how to manage. And it's about trust and about dedication and hard work. And the bottom line is, I think I've been successful as an entrepreneur because I'm really focused on customer need. And then I'm really focused on delivering to customers in the most honest way, in the most above board way, and with the most determination. I mean, it's not easy to start a business. In fact, it's really hard, but it takes tremendous determination. If you look at entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs through history, they're people who've had a wonderful vision and they've gone after it with a tenacity and a dedication, which is something that's not something everybody has.
Yeah. So you're a New York guy originally. And obviously your businesses have brought you to Pittsburgh. Why did you stay in Pittsburgh after FreeMarkets, and why are you excited to be in the region now?
We stayed in Pittsburgh because we like Pittsburgh. I mean, I tell people I'm not a native Pittsburgher, but I'm a Pittsburgher because I'm an adopted Pittsburgher. I made the choice to be here. My wife and I, Diane, we really, really like it here. We like the people, we like the location. And we like that. We even like the 4-season climate. It's not a severe climate, but it's a 4-season climate. But also the thing that's really exciting for me is the vitality of the place. It's a place where it's a city. There's a lot going on. I'm always meeting new, interesting people. But it's also small enough that you can get to know people and feel like you're having a real impact. And you know, whether it's New York or LA or Chicago, they're so big and their problems are so big, so grand, that it's hard for any one person to feel like you're having an impact. In Pittsburgh, a lot of us can have an impact. And you know, there's a lot of people living their lives and their careers that way here. There's so many people who contribute to this community, and I find that inspiring. I like being part of it.
Yeah, it's quite an ecosystem we have here.
It really is.
In addition to the work you're doing at Forever.com, you also have a radio program.
I do.
What do you think is the most exciting thing to try to convey to your audience? What keeps them listening?
I talk a lot about economics and history on my radio show. And if I could express anything to my listeners, it's that freedom really works. When people are free to create new businesses and to own the fruits of their labor, they're free to not only say what they want to say, but they're free to own, they're free to say what they want to say, believe what they want to believe, and own what they want to own. And that means if I own what I want to own, that means I own the fruits of my own labor. And the benefits to society, Adam Smith had it right in 1776 when he wrote Wealth of Nations. And he said, when everybody pursues their own self-interest under the rule of law, it creates this thing called the invisible hand. It's amazing because by pursuing your own interest, you end up helping everyone.
In running a business, people, product, process, all very important. What do you personally value most out of that group?
All of the above. You got to do it all. You got to do the big things right, and you have to do the little things right. And that's what Jack Welch said. And as a leader and a manager, he would say, listen, if you're reporting to me and you're doing a fabulous job, I'm going to be loose. I'm going to set goals for you. we're going to agree on goals. We're going to agree on the direction. And I'm going to be loose because I know you can run with it. But if you're not doing so well, I'm going to be tight. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to worry about every detail with you. And I may micromanage. And of course, if you really can't hold up to that pressure, you're going to be gone. And he also said that, hey, if you want to be successful in business, you got to worry about the long term. But this criticism that corporate America is only focused on the next quarter is wrong, because without short-term success, there is no long-term. So if you're a great business leader, you need to focus on the big picture and the little picture. And if you're a great business leader, you got to focus on the long-term and the short-term. So when you talk about the product, the product's got to be great. You talk about the systems and the processes, they got to be great too. You talk about the people, they really got to be great. So, to be a great entrepreneur, a great business leader, you got to worry about it all. There's no way to kind of cop out on anything.
No shortcuts.
There are no shortcuts.
Are there any other new projects you'd like to share with our audience?
I've got one kid graduating from college this year. I've got another kid in college, and I got a lot of little projects going on like that. Really, the two things my main focus is Forever.com. I think Forever.com is going to make the world a little bit better place. I think that millions and millions of people need a place to protect and save and share all their all their memories, all their photos, all their videos, all their documents, all their stories. I think that's really important, and I'm really, really excited about it. I'm really dedicated to it for a long time to come. And then I got to tell you, my giving back. I'm involved in a lot of different charitable activities, but my radio show, it's not a not-for-profit, although it really feels like one. I don't make any money or anything, but it's my way of communicating and sharing my knowledge and sharing my experiences and trying to help move our society in a little bit better direction.
From here to eternity. We wish you a lot of luck with Forever.com, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot about it. And thank you so much for joining us on Coffee With.
Thanks, Christopher.
And thank you for joining us on Coffee With.